on.
The music is on, and YouTube doesn't think I'm licensed for the music, and they'll actually penalize me for it.
YouTube.
So we're trying this, but we are on the YouTube tonight. We're back on Facebook tonight. We have
multi-streaming.
We have no lack of material.
No lack of material. So if you don't mind,
please do.
Sharing is caring.
Is caring, and we are going to want to remind our friends to make sure. And you guys, the ones that are on now, you probably got the notification. That's probably how you found us. But as we have found out from other friends,
yeah.
Facebook has turned their notification off. So if you were being notified a month or two ago or back over the summer when we were coming on, you might want to check that because it may have been turned off by Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just saying.
Possible. So let us know. Did you all get your notifications tonight or not?
Let us know. We've got 130
we're
live.
We're curious. We would love to get up to 200. Would love to ring some cowbell.
Yeah.
So please share and care and share.
And let us know what you think about the new digs here. Okay, we're still getting adjusted, and man, I love this place. It's so much. It's much larger than we've had. It's by far the nicest studio area I think we've had. We've got some work to do.
We have all the room.
We're not completely.
In the world.
We're not completely on top of each other tonight.
We're very cozy in WxLive Studio number 1.
Yes, we were.
It was cramped. Ooh. Everyone that would come to see the studio was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks a lot bigger on Facebook." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not. It's tiny."
Paul Gerlich says, "I received a notification and tuned in anyway." Thank you, Paul. Thank you for that. We're all Gultieri out here.
That's cute, Paul. Thank you.
Also, one of our loyal Patreon supporters. Thank you, Ro. And she said she did get the notification. Kevin did. So we're going to have to
Good deal.
Go back and ask our friends a little bit later in the show just to make sure. Because it's through the sharing that people are reminded, oh, yeah, our friends are watching WxLive. How come I didn't get the notification? And then we'll get into that.
Chandra, no. David is still here.
David, he's looming. He's just not as prominently located.
But bad news.
Yeah.
Chandra, thank you for asking.
What?
Stormy is not.
Stormy's not back. He's back home again in Indiana. In the fields I used to roam, and when I think about the moonlight on the Wabash, come on, everybody. That's when I long for my Indiana home.
So right now, Stormy's home is there.
In Indiana.
He's waiting for us in WxLive Studio number 2.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, got a share coming in from Carol Jean tonight.
But he is missed, and I'll let him know, Chandra, that you missed out.
We've got some, we got lots of things to share. So let's go ahead and do our headline tease right now, and then we'll get to our first forecast coming up. Headline: Amy Coney Barrett is now a U.S. Supreme Court justice. That's just coming down the wire here in the last half hour or so. Officially, a 52-48 vote. She has been confirmed, and I don't think there was much of a doubt. As much as the mainstream media tried to spin it, that she was some sort of a shady character, they couldn't find any dirt on her. I mean, they try. Boy, did they try.
They try all the time.
Right.
Very much what they like to do. Happy birthday, Hillary Clinton. I'm sure that was a present that she thoroughly enjoyed hearing today. Apparently, Hillary Clinton turned 73 today. So.
Well, there she goes. So
happy birthday.
That's for her. And I'm just so happy this didn't turn out to be another Brett Kavanaugh type of a situation. You guys remember that? That was just a couple of years ago now. Wait, what was that last year? I'm losing track of time. And of course, what they put that poor man through, that's disgraceful.
What they have put
terrible.
Many of these people through.
Right. Jim Perry is in the house tonight making moonshine. So we're going to talk about moonshine.
Cheers to that.
And COVID-19 testing. And in fact, we're going to do that here in just a moment. Let me finish my news headlines.
We have our own way of COVID testing in the studio tonight.
We do.
We're going to show you all.
We're going to show you
the best way to know if you have COVID-19 or not.
And I'm going to bring up my radar as well and first weather, but let's go through the headlines here. So in case you missed it, and you may have missed it, because apparently mainstream media doesn't recognize when there are enormous gatherings of Trump supporters in what are normally Democratic areas, such as Beverly Hills, apparently had an enormous Trump rally yesterday.
Isn't that amazing how they missed that?
It is amazing.
I mean, it's just like they almost weren't looking for it. It's almost like they tried to not look for that.
The video I'm going to show you is nothing less than incredible. We'll have that coming up. We'll have that coming up right after your 7-day forecast.
I'll cheers to what you're getting ready to show.
So, and then hold on, just wait. Let me make sure I've got my headlines. Lonsberry article came out earlier this morning talking about what happened with LaRon Singletary and what the mayor did to him. More details on that. And let's just say we were already disgusted with this woman before. Oh, I get angry thinking about it. We'll cover some of the details uncovered there. And there was a damning New York Post article that is uncovering new details concerning
who?
Well, the whole Cuomo administration, but particularly the nursing home disaster and the cover-up that he's trying his best. Dirty politics involved, and involves big dollar bills. So we'll talk about that the second half of the program. With that being said, it's 9 o'clock.
That's right.
And who do we have on the program right now?
We have Scott Bristol, apple juice.
Scott.
That's right, Scott. That's what we'll say.
Scott Bristol in the house.
Oh.
Okay, I've got William on here.
William Bowling?
I don't know who he's talking about.
That was her craziest question.
I don't know what you're talking about, William. Come back. We'll come back to that. I think, we'll come back to it. It's important.
Chandra, I had a scare this weekend. I got sick on Friday and took the test. Good to say I was negative. Now I'm trying to figure out why I'm sick. Chandra, let me just say something real quick.
Go for it. Hit it. Oh, actually.
Hold on. No. Here it is.
I've got something.
People got sick before COVID.
Oh, did you say that out loud?
I know that it's an amazing thought of the day.
You did.
But
and Chandra,
I'm pretty sure we did get sick before COVID.
I got to show this now. We weren't planning on showing this yet.
It's
Ready?
amazing. Okay, well, so yeah, we're getting ready to test to see if we, Chandra, I am glad you did test negative, but there is a 99.6% recovery rate if you would have gotten.
I'm going to show this in just a moment. Hold on, but I want to show this video first. Yeah. And I have no better way to get this video to you. I haven't discovered a better way to get it to you because somebody sent it to me as a GIF on my phone. But this lady, she's figured out a great home remedy solution for testing for COVID. I want you guys to listen to this and watch this.
I'm going to do the test while.
The best way you can test yourself is, to basically take probably something like a glass of wine or a beer or a whiskey, and then what you do with it is if you can smell it, you probably don't have COVID.
That's your senses.
But you probably want to be 100% sure. Mm-hmm. You probably want to drink it, and if you can taste it, then you probably don't have COVID. But they do say that the more tests you can do, the better. So I'm thinking every night. I don't think I have it, but it's really important that you stay vigilant and stay safe. So I tested myself 45 times last night, and
we don't recommend you doing 45 times per night, but you get the idea. That's pretty funny. And yes, it's okay to make jokes even if COVID's involved. I'm sorry, it's okay.
It is, at this point, sense of humor
is so important.
It's essential. I know a lot of us aren't considered essential, but sense of humors are.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Staying on the subject.
Right. He wants a copy of that. Scott Bristol, I quit drinking, but that's so cool. Linda Russell thinks we're funny.
All right.
Guys, come on.
All right, moving on.
So I think I'm okay.
You're okay? Should I test with you?
Would you? Here. See, can you smell?
I can smell it.
Would you like to taste it?
I should probably give me some of that.
Go ahead, have a taste.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make sure. We were at a rally with thousands of people the other day.
Wait, because sometimes it takes a couple of days to come on. So
make sure.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna have.
You're gonna have to try 45 more times tonight.
I'm gonna need to continue to test. So this drink is over here now. So with that being said,
drink.
All right. We've got not a lot of precipitation showing up on the radar right now. First check of weather right now, WxLive. Keep the likes and shares coming on the program. It's always appreciated, but we did want to show you the national picture as well. So there is some precipitation out there. It's just so light that it's not really being picked up. Let me put this bad boy into motion here. This is looking at the Buffalo radar. Let's go out to Lowville. That's right. There's a place called Lowville, and I believe it's Lewis County. And you're seeing some light returns again. It's so light and it's low to the ground. It's just not being picked up. But it's drizzly, it's light rainy, and it's just not pretty. And that's the way it's going to be tomorrow too. If you didn't like today, you're not going to like tomorrow. Question is, why is this forecast not updated? Well, like I said, it looks a lot like today's did. So this is actually right. It's the Monday that I did not. Well, shoot. No, I legit probably didn't update this. All right, it happens. Just know that. Just look. We've done this before in this program where there's an easy solution. If I didn't do some of my work earlier in the day, what we have found out oftentimes, especially this time of the year, you can just cross out what day it is. So let me do that for you. Wait for it. You got to wait for it.
And?
Oh, look, I'm making my computer work, and it's getting mad.
It's working it over there.
You're making me push out to not one, but two different social medias, and now you want me to tell it straight at the same time, and it's processing. So there you go. I've crossed out Monday, and now essentially this forecast is valid.
Okay.
Essentially, just like that, I created a valid forecast. Okay, so this is, just imagine it says Tuesday. That's all you have to do. It's the same thing. So unfortunately, tomorrow is not going to be a very pretty day. All right, it is 9:06. We'll have your full forecast come up here in just a couple of moments. So let's get caught up with who's on here, and we'll come back to that COVID testing here in a few minutes.
We will keep doing the testing. If you haven't
more COVID tests on the way.
If you haven't already liked and shared, please consider doing so.
First reminder, if you didn't get the notification, check your notification bell. Okay, so make sure you get notified each and every time we're on. And now that we're back in Western New York, we're going to be difficult to get rid of. Okay.
We have Matthew Rainers on tonight, and Kevin Badger says the White House ceremony is starting.
Very good.
Good. We have Cindy on, Matt Roberts. It says, did you know the CDC stopped keeping seasonal flu stats for 2020 through 21? Gee, I wonder why. I know it's amazing, Matt. It's no one is getting the flu right now.
And I ran across a report earlier today showing so far the seasonal flu is down 95%. It's down 95%.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle, you know?
It's a 2020 miracle.
Or is the seasonal flu now being diagnosed as COVID-19? I wonder. By the way, be prepared for this because you're going to be absolutely inundated. We're already seeing it coming. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be absolutely inundated in the next week on coronavirus scare tactics by the media, the mainstream media. They are going to throw everything at you. Look out for the kitchen sink. Everything when it comes to the coronavirus making this comeback as we head towards the election. 1 week from tomorrow, I want you guys to just be aware this is a theme. I'm already seeing it on all over my social medias.
You mean it's more fear tactic than normal?
Even more fear tactic than normal. So remember, Biden promised in the last debate that it was going to be a dark winter. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, only if Trump stays in, right?
It's going to,
if Biden wins, it'll magically...
Coronavirus will just go away, you see, if Biden gets in the office. But I want you guys to be aware, and that's legit.
I think it's going to magically go away either way.
But between now and Tuesday, mark my words, the mainstream media is going to go crazy over the coronavirus again. It's happening.
But you know what's going to happen is the next virus is going to come in.
Look at Kevin. Right? Kevin says CNN stands for COVID News Network. That's right about now.
Right, until it's the next virus and we all have to shut down.
Okay, let's run through our forecast. We've actually got some forecast stuff to talk about. And did I bury the lead? There's a legit chance of snow Thursday night now and Friday. Legit early season, and it is quite early in the season. This will come Thursday night, Friday. This will be the day before Halloween. So let's get you a forecast now. And what we'll do is I want to kind of point out the players that are out there and how this is going to affect.
Are we talking flurries?
I'm beginning to think it's not going to be flurries.
Really?
So I think accumulations are not just on the table at this point, but I think accumulations at this point are likely for most of our area. The question is, do you see a slushy inch, or do you potentially see quite a bit more? In some locations, I think it's definitely on the table.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and jump on over here, taking a look at the national radar.
I'm
beginning to think it's not going to be a more local level.
Really?
I think accumulations are not just on the table at the standing out. We got a stall out front. Accumulations at this point, we're going to see another batch of precipitation. The question is, do you see a slushy inch? The actual feature or that we are tracking. These are national temperatures today, by the way. Look how cold it was. I meant to bring this up. Look how cold it was across the upper Midwest. Go ahead and jump on over here, taking a look. Those are high temperatures so far today. High temperature today. What is that? Cheyenne, Wyoming, 12. Look at that. I don't know what that town is in the Central Rockies. High temperature. High temperature today was 2. The actual feature, Central Rockies. This is serious cold. And it's awful early. Look how some of that will translate its way Look how cold into the Great Lakes. That's going to give us one of the ingredients. Those are high temperatures for snow. It's early. Oftentimes this time of year, temperatures are just too warm. Cheyenne, Wyoming, a solution like that. But it's looking like that won't be the case. Now here's the satellite perspective showing you high temperature. We do have those high-level clouds. This is all streaming out ahead of the main low into some of the southwest lakes. Look how cold into the Great Lakes. That's going to be. We'll have
We have echoes.
Those are high temperatures. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. It's early. Oftentimes, and that I'm going to blame that on Mark Zuckerberg. And thank you for the information, and also a reminder, you have to tell me about YouTube before we close out the show tonight. Okay, so there you go. Brian Wright on. Jeremy, question mark. What's the question? Okay, so we're looking
You're crazy echoing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. So here's the low pressure digging into the southwest. This is the low that's going to ramp its way up here for the end of the week. It's going to tap into some of that cold air. And just like that, we're going to have a couple of ingredients in place again for the potential of some snow. So I wanted to show you our futurecast model. And go. There's your futurecast. In the meantime, I'm going to take another COVID test.
I better too.
Woo.
Thank you.
Okay, and there you have it. You see rain changes rapidly over to snowfall. Thursday night, this is the latest European forecast model. European, arguably, it's not even arguable. This is the most accurate weather model that we had at this range. And let's zoom on into the northeast here, showing you that transition. So we start off as rain late Thursday. Keep the likes and shares coming, friends. And then you can see as that cold air filters in, it changes over to snow, and maybe a period of some heavy wet snow for parts of the area. It is too soon to really be talking about specific numbers. There's a chance it could still miss, but my confidence is gaining that everybody in Western New York will see their first, at least, trace of snow of the season. Accumulations definitely appear to be on the table, though, for most of the area. Forecast tonight brought to you by our friends over at Northern Comfort Heating and Cooling. Light rain and drizzle likely. 40 is your low temperature. And then tomorrow, it just doesn't warm up. I mean, the temperature will be stuck. And what do you think about that?
I think I need to get Ashlyn a winter coat.
45.
She doesn't have one.
At all?
We noticed that the other day.
And anywho,
Perhaps.
I remember our conversation was we were packing up. Does she have a coat? Does she have one back in Indiana?
No, actually, she doesn't.
All right, tomorrow, a yucky, nasty day. Your 3-day brought to you by Midas on Empire Boulevard. Wednesday looks better, some clearing, but it's awfully cool. High coming in about 53. And that is, it should be cool this time of the year, but that's even cooler than what can be expected what typically would be expected. And then Thursday, we start off dry. But that next storm comes in, and what I was just showing you, and it will come in initially as rain, temperature 49. Here's your extended. And we've got Halloween on there. We also
look at your graphics. Aren't you fun?
I think so. I do my best.
You really try.
I do. I got pumpkin and
some bats.
And there's a legit full moon this weekend too.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be good.
It's a little colder than I would like.
If you're always a complaint. At least it won't be snowing. Like it will likely Friday.
We are going trick or treating. I don't know. Is anyone else planning on? I don't know if it's been canceled, but we're going.
Will the COVID police be locking people up for taking their kids around the block?
Most likely.
Snow Friday morning, and then again clearing into the weekend. Very cool. It does warm up a bit on Sunday, and then another storm system in here Sunday night. Keep in mind, we gain an hour this weekend as we fall back. Daylight saving time comes to an end, but overall, pretty good looking forecast brought to you by Thomas Landscape and Design. Be sure to call them for all of your landscaping needs, 585-671-8476, conveniently located on Ridge Road in Webster.
Very nice.
So shout out to all of our sponsors. Let me pull up the sponsor board, and then we'll move on with the program. Who do we have on the program right now?
We have Carol Reener. She says Wegmans is putting up Christmas stuff in Brockport tonight.
Already?
Did you hear that, Robin? Christmas stuff.
It's almost like they skipped a holiday or two. Will we be allowed to celebrate Christmas? Because I'm hearing rumors, Fauci he doesn't want to celebrate in Thanksgiving.
Have you heard Thanksgiving's going to be the super spreader, so they would prefer you not.
Right. Unless Biden is president, and then all of a sudden it's a moot point.
And also if Trump becomes president, it'll be amazing what happens after this election. Don't you agree?
Yeah, guys. We'll
just hold on tight.
More election talk coming up. A little bit more of this show, but definitely in the coming days. Yes, Lowville says Vicky. Did I get it right?
Lowville.
Lowville.
Or it's not Louisville. It's Lowville.
No, it's Lowville.
Very
it
nice.
Looks to me like it should be Lowville, but it's actually Lowville.
Amy White says her birthday is November 3rd, and she's voting for Trump. Her birthday gift will be him winning.
Happy early birthday. Should we get to
Happy birthday, Amy Jo.
Should we get to the Trump rally?
Or?
Because you didn't see this in the news. All right, so we want to do a new segment, and what do you think, right after the 7
Sure, that's fun.
All right, the new segment, which we'll start right now, will be called...
Right now. We didn't get to 200, but I'm still going to ring some cowbell for the new segment.
New segment will be called What You Did Not See on Mainstream Media.
Nice.
Okay? So what you did not see on the mainstream news, let's pull this up.
You can find it here at Weather Live.
And I'm going to check in with our friends on YouTube in a moment as well. But we're going to do this now. And this is really something. So take a look at this.
Okay.
So I was running through actually, no, this one was hand sent to me from one of our friends, Don Lozecki, actually, one of the admins, the guy who's on there, who's always so helpful in getting out the links. And you guys need to follow him if you don't already. But I missed this. I didn't see it on my Twitter. Maybe it's because it was throttled or something. I don't know. But then he sent it to me, and I could not believe my eyes. And I don't think you're going to either. If you have not seen this video, this is going to be a real eye-opener. And
amazing.
Hopefully a source of inspiration as we try to get through this election together. So no, it was not the satellite that I wanted to show you. It's this right here. All right, here we go. Shared with me from my friend Don, and I'm so glad he did, because read the title. This is Beverly Hills this weekend. Yes, Beverly Hills, California. And then he goes on to talk about how Biden can't get 40 cars to come hear him speak, even with celebrity speakers. Something is happening that isn't reflected in the polls. Look at how diverse the crowd is. All right, well, let's watch the video. Let's hope that we don't get an echo. I think we're good.
Okay, let's try it.
Look at that. Beverly Hills, California. I'm still speechless.
I think we have a term of events.
This is not being played on. I have not seen this on any of the networks.
Biden's
I'm sure Fox News covered it.
matters. Did you see that?
Biden's laptop matters, right?
Jim, did you see that?
I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
He doesn't give a F about all his people.
Freedom matters. Did you see that sign? Yeah. How about? I mean, of course, you've got back to blue, then blue line, but it's Trump and American flags everywhere, as far as the eye can see. I thought that it gives me hope for the future. This goes on. We're only a minute 15 into this. And there's videos, if you go to YouTube, there's videos all over YouTube covering this event. And apparently another one, maybe nearly as large in Long Island. I didn't hear Cuomo mention that today during the press conference. Or de Blasio. More news than most clowns coming up here in a few minutes. But anyway, I thought that was surprising. Did you all know about this? If you're tied into social media, maybe you did see it.
Yeah.
Let me know if you saw it. Anyway, who do we have and what's the opinion on this?
We have Elaine on here. Says, love our president. Dan Davidson on. And Kevin says, there are Trump supporters in California. Wow. Right?
Beverly Hills. It's not just California.
Yeah, Beverly Hills.
I mean, you're talking about L.A.
Yeah. Pretty neat. Helen Thompson says, so cool. And Janice Briggs, are these all Trump supporters? It appears to be.
Yep.
Kathy Major on. And Matthew says, wouldn't it be sweet for Trump to win New York?
Right. Well,
it's 2020, so anything can happen.
I wouldn't count on it. Wouldn't be holding your breath. But I wouldn't be surprised if those polls don't turn out to be dramatically different from the way they're being portrayed on mainstream media.
Matthew Reiners has the hashtag walkaway. Look up that if you haven't.
Yep, and look up that, and that's by, what's his name, Mark Straka.
Okay.
I have to look him back up, but he's quite the influencer. Apparently he's got over 500,000 followers of his, but what he started 2 years ago, and he's an influencer. He also happens to be gay, and he's leading a revolt against the Democratic Party, and it's aimed at many minority groups. Brandon Straka, what I call him, I don't know, but he's got a pretty cool video out, and he's got quite a following as well. I don't think we'll have time to show this, but also look up, if you're doing it, if you're really digging around to see what's happening out there, because and we can't stress this enough, you simply can't trust what they're showing you on so many of the mainstream media news outlets. I mean, it's so corrupt. It's so blatantly obvious that they're trying everything in their power to remove the current president. Everything. But let me tell you, there's hope, because I look at those rallies like that from Beverly Hills, the rallies that we've been involved with here locally, including the Ride, Rock, and Revolt, spearheaded by Shannon Joy on Saturday in Monroe County. It's heartwarming. It's heartwarming to see what's happening in parts of downstate New York, including Long Island. It doesn't add up.
The person they were interviewing for the Long Island rally, she was Democrat, and then she has seen all the corruption that's been going on in her party that she walked away.
She's calling it out.
She walked away, and I think a lot of people are seeing more and more of that, and they don't like what they're seeing.
Jim says, I need a refill for my COVID test.
Oh, me too, Jim.
There you go. Someone's going to make fun of you for drinking a Miller Lite, girl. She does. She likes her Miller Lite.
But if I put it in a wine glass.
Well, now it looks like a what?
A COVID test.
A COVID test.
Oh my goodness. All right, Jim, did you refill
yours?
yours?
All right, Wendy in tonight, she says, I believe COVID was a form of terrorism. And I think, I honestly believe, Wendy, based on everything I've seen and heard, and a lot of this came out immediately after COVID started to enter the United States, that it came from a Chinese laboratory. And this indeed is biological warfare. You don't like to use that word. You don't like to use warfare. But it was created in a lab based on all the information that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't purposely let out, it was conveniently let out at a time that could impact major world events, including a U.S. Presidential election. Yep. It's interesting stuff. I agree. It seems to be a form of terrorism, not to belittle the fact that people have died, and many people have died mm-hmm. from this disease, as mm-hmm. diseases kill people in general. That's just the way all diseases work. Mm-hmm. If they didn't kill or they didn't have major impacts, they wouldn't be labeled as a disease likely. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you. So hashtag walk away. Another one to look at is hashtag Blexit.
Jim Perry, he walked away.
Jim Perry's got a story, and I cannot wait for him to share.
Is he going to share that? He needs to before the election.
He is. Him and I are going to get together later this week, and we're going to record his walk away video.
Good.
So and keep in mind, the Democratic Party's changed so radically in recent years. Mm-hmm. You go back even a decade or two, and it was just so much more moderate and so much more sensible. I like Bill Clinton. Am I allowed to say that as a registered Republican? I liked Bill Clinton.
He was very charming. Apparently a little too charming.
I thought that, and he was in the middle. He was mainstream. He was fiscally he was fairly conservative. I thought Jimmy Carter. Well, I think he's a very nice man. I think
whenever you say that about someone,
well, he's very nice.
It's always. But
how can you say?
But what?
How can you say Jimmy Carter's just he's a nice guy?
He doesn't have the personality like Trump. That's for sure.
He's a good God-fearing Christian.
Yeah.
He's a Southern Democrat, but he's an old school Southern Democrat. And of course, you go back another generation to JFK, and how can you not, hold the standards of the Democratic Party when he was their champion? So anyway, the Democratic Party has changed so radically in the last decade, and certainly since the Obama administration, that now I feel like it's unrecognizable. And many people that maybe identified strongly with that, I think, are beginning to wake up. It's an awakening, and many of them are walking away, or they're making their Blexit.
Robert Cashmere. So Obama ruined it?
And I'm not going to say Obama ruined it, mm-hmm. but his policies shifted us like a league to the left, and especially what he was doing with his fiscal policies. And he certainly wasn't helping his own people. You look at
he had such an opportunity.
You look at the state of Black America before he entered office, and you look at what he left us with. Mm-hmm. And it's not a coincidence that we have the type of agitation that we have now that Trump was in office, and before Trump was in office, they've been using this for a while. But Blexit, look it up. It's the Black and Latino exit from the Democratic Party, and it's a tremendous movement as well. That's why I just I don't believe those polls that we're seeing on CNN and MSNBC. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Wendy, I have an affinity for Obama. He is so articulate, charming. If you just listen to him, I felt like to the rest of the world, he just represented us so well with the way he spoke. And, I liked his mannerisms for the most part.
Very presidential.
I didn't vote for him, but it was like I wasn't turned off by him. But you look back at the policies that were created in his wake. And look at the state that we're in right now when it comes to racial tensions. And there's no question. Things changed during his 2 terms in America, and they didn't change for the better.
No.
So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Like I said, Wendy, because we all like I said, I thought he.
Well, and
I'll leave it at that.
2020 has left us so preoccupied with minorities. You know, and before pre-COVID, Dennis Prager talks that
You said before pre-COVID. She meant before COVID. Or pre-COVID. Have another, dear. Have another.
Excuse me. Pre-COVID, we were living in what he called it a golden age.
Right.
Where people got along. Generally speaking, we had a spectacular economy, better for everyone. COVID comes along, and well, do I need to go any further?
Well, you don't. You know, the way things were going under President Trump's watch was so exceptionally well on almost all fronts that in order for the Democrats to have a chance at this election, chaos had to have been created. And it's a shame to think
look at what we have. It could not be. I'm not even gonna.
No.
Shush your mouth, Lisa, because it can always be more chaotic.
And it might very well get more chaotic, especially if.
I was kidding. I was kidding when I just said that. Oh boy.
It may very well get more chaotic.
Yeah.
Let's all be prepared for it.
We do need to just be prepared for that because I do think this is desperate times.
It is.
Desperate times, which seeing a lot of desperate actions by some of these so-called leaders.
Yeah.
All right.
With that being said, Wendy's.
What's going on with our mayor? Is she still the queen of Rochester's fear of each other? She's something.
She is. She is definitely that, Wendy. Well,
in case
you missed the Bob Lonsberry article that came out earlier today, it talks about the exact timeline of what occurred and the actions by the mayor, which some of these I was unaware of. She fired him. He didn't get up and resign. Because at first he was going to retire, but because he wasn't cooperating with her PR campaign and helping her to look like, I guess he was pretty agitated that, and as he should be, that he was thrown under the bus. He announces a retirement that created some sort of disdain in her office, and then she needed more blood. So she flat out took away his car. He was going to go to a press conference to announce.
She's ruthless.
She took away his car. She took away his badge. She took away his gun. And here's the worst part about the way that all went down. And this was pointed out earlier, but I failed to mention on the show. It's one thing if you retire after a 20-year career from RPD, because he was set to retire. If you do that, you get to keep your medical and your dental benefits, and for a family. That's like
it's a big deal.
It's like $20,000 a year.
It's a big deal, as you and I know.
But when she fired him, he loses that for good. For good. I mean, she doesn't care about him, his family, anyone. She does not care.
I'm really starting to. Who does she care about?
Anyway, look up the Lonsberry article. If
I need another COVID test.
If somebody's got a link to it, be sure to pop it on here. But I thought it was pretty eye-opening, and
yes,
also the New York Post released an article from over the weekend, and wow, and it basically pretty much has a smoking gun on Cuomo. But apparently in New York State, the way he's got his political racket set up, it's a legal form of profiteering, and he's got large businesses that are helping him right now cover up what happened to the nursing homes. Right now, large businesses have donated millions of dollars that he's now using in an attempt to cover up his actions, particularly the directive from March 25th that sent COVID positive patients from the hospitals to the nursing homes. I shared that on Twitter. I have not shared it on my Facebook yet, but I plan on doing that either tonight or tomorrow. All right. So enough news for now. Who do we have in the program? It's 9:33. We've got about 122 people live. I mentioned this on the top of the show. Check your notification. If you weren't notified, be sure to click that on. Somewhere over the last few weeks or couple of months, Facebook has been turning off our live notifications for some people. So you might want to check that. And of course, as always, likes and shares appreciated.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would like, if anyone is wondering.
What do we have?
Y'all are like, wow, Lisa has a really cute shirt on tonight.
Oh. Okay, it is cute.
And I do. And
who brings you this?
This is presented, brought to you by Nicole and B Boutique.
Okay, is it available online?
That is available online. Go find this, like it, buy from it.
But
she is a dear friend of mine. What are you saying? What's
wrong?
Wrong?
How will they find that website? Because you can't have an ampersand on a website.
You can find it on Facebook.
It's a Facebook. Just type in Nicole and B Boutique.
Right.
Okay, there we go. That's my question.
And if you would like this along with other cute items, she's a dear friend of mine, and she has a beautiful selection of professional clothes and cozy clothes.
Right.
Check her out.
Okay.
Nicole and B Boutique.
.com.
.com.
All right, Matthew. Snow, Jeremy. Please say snow is coming. And
wow, I love that you want snow, Matthew.
Snow is appearing to be likely at this point. Let's do a final forecast now, just because I got a request. And then Joanne says she loves the shirt.
I do too.
And that's
you can make it, casual or dress it up with a blazer.
With a blazer. All right.
I enjoy my blazers. If you all.
No blazer.
You all might know this about
No
me.
blazer tonight. They call her.
No blazer tonight.
They call her.
Very warm.
They call her AKA Lisa Blazer Gal.
Tim says, "Tell us you believe the euro. Do you believe it?"
I do not believe it. It's a very realistic solution. Now, here's the thing. Now, we're going to talk a little weather now in this part of the program, and I'll show you the European model that came in earlier today that got my attention and got a lot of people's attention, I think. So here's a look at it. Weather, again, this is brought to you by, this is the European forecast model. What I like about this solution is that we know there's going to be a ton of energy coming out of the southwest. We know the cold air is there. Did I show you the cold air? I did show you the cold air.
Show us again.
I did, just in case you missed it. But over on, here you go. Take a look. These are high temperatures today, which is really quite remarkable. Just how much cold air is there now, especially considering the fact, guys, it's still October, and this is what it looks like out west. Look at those temperatures. These are really, really something. Well, it was in the 40s here, not bad. I mean, you literally had highs that were in the 20s, in the teens, and if you look close enough there across the Intermountain Rockies, across parts of Wyoming, highs did not escape the single digits. So you've got that occurring. Meanwhile, take a look at this jet stream pattern here. And let me make sure I go back to the current. Let's go now. There it is. This is it. This is the current jet stream right now. Okay, so there's a large cutoff low, and this explains why we're seeing all of that cold air across the central United States right now. So this low, it's not completely cut off yet, but it will be. And this upper low associated with it, which it's just meandering there, well, in time, this bad boy is going to shift to the east with some of that cold air. And as it does so, I think it sets the stage for the potential for maybe not insignificant snowfall for parts of New York State. Now, climatologically speaking, this time of the year, it's not favored to get much in the way of accumulations if you're down in the lower elevations. Typically, it's going to be elevation driven. And that may be to a degree correct. But I think there is enough cold air for the backside of the storm to generate a good swath of snow, as we were just showing you. So let's take a look at, let's go back and show you, and we'll get to you again, your actual final forecast here in just a moment. Oh, it looks like we're talking about COVID for a second. Now, I was going to share that. Is that okay?
Are we back to this?
Yeah, because I didn't have the weather image I wanted to share up yet. But anyway.
That's interesting.
Look at those numbers long and hard. We'll come back to this. Probably not today. We'll do it tomorrow. But I just wanted to do that so I can access this right here.
Well, again, something to keep in mind, though, when you were talking about how mainstream media is going to start using its fear tactics right in time for the election.
Yes, right.
Look at this survival rate.
get back to the snow talk in a moment. I just look at this graphic. This is from the CDC.
Yeah.
This
is from the CDC.
Basically, if you are under the age of 70,
doesn't that make sense that schools are closed?
You have such a tiny chance of becoming a casualty. If you're if you're school aged, you have. I mean, you can't say literally because there's a 0.003% chance of dying if you catch it. Many of them won't even catch it. You understand that just because the virus goes through a population, not everybody will get it. Of the ones, it's just it is what it is. This is CDC information. But with that being said, I did want to bring this up. Where's it at? Where'd it go? That's not it. I'm looking for it.
What you looking for?
Apparently, this fly that's in my face. Why is there any flies left at all at this point?
They're all in our cozy, warm home right now, checking out the WxLive studio. They heard it's new and exciting. We have Mark White.
Hey, Mark.
And John Wilson on. Tim Martin, should I be getting my snowblower ready?
Well, I don't know how many people are going to be using a snowblower quite yet for this one, but I'll say this. This is a European model today, again, typically the most reliable model at this range. We're talking about Thursday night and Friday. This is what it looks like here. Friday morning, that would be a good swath of a system snow, but also lake enhanced. There would be a lot of lake enhancement because there's that much cold air, and the lake waters, as warm as they will be for the remainder of the season, as you probably know. Temperature would typically be a very much a limiting factor, and I still believe it will be, but we're showing surface temperatures down around 33, 34, 35 degrees up on the lake. And if it's coming down heavy enough, that will accumulate, especially on grassy areas. Maybe not that big of a problem on roads, but again, there's a lot left to figure out with this particular storm. How much snow could we be talking about?
How much could we be talking about?
Well, I like to look at this range because we're 3-4 days out to look at a probabilistic approach. So we're talking about a study of statistics here. And according to the 51 ensembles of the European forecast model, these are pretty good probabilities here. But it's showing what you're looking at is the probability of 6 inches or more of snow in any location. And if you look closely, you can see that we've got 50% chance of at least 6 inches of snow for parts of western New York. There's also a 60% chance for northern New York. Up on Lake Ontario, though, that's not insignificant. That's a 30 to 40% chance of a half foot of snow. Did you hear what I said? A 30 to 40% chance of a half foot of snow from a pretty reliable method of snowfall forecasting. I think that really says something. Here's the actual ensembles and how much they're projecting. Where'd you go? Hold on. It's almost like I'm out of sync.
Yeah,
I haven't.
It's been a while.
Had a chance to forecast a legit snow in a while. So this is the actual forecast numbers from the ensemble system, and it's showing Rochester 5 inches is what it's got. Again, take it for what it is. That would be 5 inches, mainly on grassy and elevated surfaces. If it materializes, the model could change its mind some, but right now, this is certainly worth watching. So anyway, we'll leave it at that for tonight. Tomorrow, if the models come into a little better agreement, look out for a blog from yours truly discussing weather. And let me tell you, weather feels nice to talk about right now.
Certainly hasn't been getting as much interest, I've noticed.
No, it hasn't, but it feels...
All we talk about right now is...
It feels... You're right. Well, people want to know. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And where's Brian Samuels? Because I saw him leave a comment, and I know Brian Samuels, by the way, dear friend, and also creator of the Team Capel community page, which we invite you to come over to.
Yeah, come on over if you haven't already.
But he thought once we started getting deeper into news and particularly politics that maybe it wouldn't keep people's attention. But as it turns out, it very much, that's what people want to talk about. And they need
Especially
to be.
right now.
Right.
In this very strange year that it has impacted. There's not a single person in the 2020 has not impacted in some way.
That's exactly right.
And if you haven't been, tell me about it.
Scott,
I would love to meet you.
Right. Who is not being impacted by this?
Who is that person? I don't know. But no, I think that's a good point. And just like today, you put something out about snow. tell everyone. This is funny.
You guys want to go through my Twitter feed together real quick? We'll do this real fast.
Just how funny is this, though? So you get, what, 2 likes on something weathery?
All right, so...
He put something out about Cuomo.
Yeah. All right.
How many do you get? I'm just curious.
This is my Twitter feed. So today, let's see here.
I guess weather just isn't quite as exciting.
No, here it is. This is it is. It's really something. So I put this out on my Twitter feed today. Now back to weather. Talking about the Euro coming in and the potential snow. It's looking more legitimate. Discussing this prospect tonight. I got 1 retweet and 2 likes. However, you come on over and you put in a topic like, where's a good example? Yeah, we were all over Cuomo today.
Bob Lonsberry got a line.
Yeah, okay, so I retweeted Bob Lonsberry, and I said, it's time to throw her ass out of City Hall. You know who I'm referring to. And then I quoted Proverbs 28:28. When corruption takes over, good people go underground, but when the crooks are thrown out, it's safe to come out. And that is, again, retweeting the Bob Lonsberry article. Got 7 retweets, 50 likes, 8 comments. So anyway, it's anecdotal information, but I think it's information nonetheless.
What were you going to say about anecdotal information?
Well, I have a lot of things to say about anecdotal information. In fact, I'm glad you brought it up. First and foremost, we are in a world right now where propaganda is everything. It's like, man, you just kind of pick and choose the information you want to present, and you could stitch together pretty much any narrative you want if you're really picking and choosing, because you've got plenty of sources to pick from.
Yeah.
And we use these guises. Just stick to the science. Stick to the science. Well,
pick a science, any science.
Which scientific journal are you reading? Which research paper is in front of you?
It's a very good point.
And what do you want the research to say?
Yes.
Because you can hire a team to come up with research that supports your claim.
You sure can.
And that's exactly what politicians are doing, and that's exactly what mainstream media is doing, and they're spoon-feeding you not real news, but news they created for you.
Created news.
Not just created, but they created it to get a reaction from you. And here we are. Wow. You see how that works. And here's what really frustrates me, because there's a if you believe the mainstream media, Biden's going to win this election.
Yeah. And
if Biden won this election, fair and square, American people, they have all the information in front of them, and they choose that, and they think that he is the best choice for the next 4 years to run for the presidency. I don't have a problem with that. But what I have a real problem is the way they treated our current president for the first 3 and 3/4, or, well, I guess first 4 years of his administration, it will soon be, when it is so blatantly obvious that they don't want to share news with you. They want to tell you how you should feel about this administration. Mm-hmm. And that's all they've done. They've created news to tell you how you should vote. And so what they're really doing is that they've massively manipulated this election already, and the votes are not in yet. We hope, we pray that truth and justice will prevail. But if in fact it does not, we have major issues on our hands. It's proof that the mainstream media can pull the wool over an entire population's eyeballs.
I guess we'll see.
And it's also further proof that same mainstream media creates division and wants to continue to create division for their own gain.
Yep.
They get money. It's profiteering.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're all mad, and we don't even know why.
Because we're fighting their war.
We don't even know why we're mad. But we're mad. We're walking around mad at whatever we can be mad at.
Yes.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
What else would you like to add on this bit of conversation here?
I really did want you to mention that, because I think, especially as we go, this election is important. Yes, we say that about every election.
But it's not important for right now, though. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's not about right now. And if you're voting based on your lifestyle you got right at the moment, and you're thinking, well, I just want to keep my lifestyle going, so whatever's going to help me with that. And I'm not talking to most of you guys, but you know who I am talking to. I'm talking about many of the younger generation that are not as well. I was going to say connected. They're connected. They're just not watching the right stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's these people that we need to be protecting. Because, you keep moving the needle the way we're moving. This is going to be a radically different America. And, I feel very blessed to have grown up in the generation that we came up in. And this is, and you mentioned, Dennis Prager talked about this, this current administration, the first 3 years of his administration, the most prosperous this country has ever been. And it's not just for white people, it's for everybody. Black unemployment, historically low. Yeah. Black pay, historically high. Not black, but all minorities in general. Yeah. And things, and you know what, and even prior to that, America has been this beacon of light for the rest of the world. And that light was created through the founding documents of this country, which does include, of course, the U.S. Constitution, our founding principles on fairness and equality, and so much of that, of course, based on faith as well, faith in a greater power, a higher power. And what the left is seeking to do is to take all that away and to destroy that idea, these ideals that have made this country the most prosperous democracy the world has ever seen.
And the left, not liberals, destroy everything they touch.
And that's not liberals.
Not liberals.
That's exactly right.
Not liberals, but the left. And they are seeking to destroy this nation.
Yep.
And I certainly won't go down without a fight. I have children.
I sent out a tweet earlier, and it got quite a bit of traction as well.
Yeah.
And
this is great. No, I put this on Team Capital. I really enjoyed it. I'm over here. Okay, I write a lot of notes throughout the day. I love to write. And so Jeremy writes this on Twitter, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me get my notebook. And I'm like, quotes, JK, Go, tell them. I love it. It's, all right, it's good. It's
what I said was, and again, I'm not talking about, I want to be careful here, because I'm not, when I say left or leftism, that's far left, that's radical. Yeah. I'm not talking about my liberal mainstream friends. Yeah. I'm not talking about those that identify as a liberal. No, you're on our side. Yeah. You may not know it, or you may not think it. You are on our side. I'm talking about leftism. I'm talking about socialism. I'm talking about communism. Yeah. Here's my quote. The left seeks to destroy the right by dehumanizing everyone.
Everything.
They command us to mask up, shut up, to hate others, and be afraid. Think about all the division they've created. Yeah. They certainly do. However, God commands us to stand up for your faith, to speak up for those who can't, to love others, and to not be afraid. What we learned in Sunday school is the opposite of what the left is teaching. Yeah. Anybody that will watch, and certainly what they're teaching our children.
And if you go to public schools right now, this is what they're teaching our children. Reason number 109 why I am not sending my kids to public school right now. No way.
Yep.
Robin says Joey's on YouTube. Hello, Joey. Hello, all of our friends that are on YouTube.
We've ignored them all night.
I know. We are so rude.
And then I meant to come on over earlier, but let's go on over and let's check in with our friends on YouTube.
All right. Let's see who's on.
Wait, where's my channel at?
Wrong. That's what Kevin would like, an early bird live at 7:45. Oh, that's cute. I agree with the dark hours coming.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get to my YouTube account or not. Well, let's try this one. Yeah, I'm going to switch account. It's not letting me switch account right now. We'll check in later.
Go figure.
If you're on YouTube, know that I appreciate you.
We love you.
We'll be doing more multi-streaming going forward. But with that being said, let's get to the verse of the day, because now we've got to remember.
It's time to go.
We've got to go. It's 9:53.
It's time to go.
I know.
We need a...
Why won't you let me switch my account?
You need to turn the...
Yeah, the volume.
Okay. Well, while we're doing that, we have Kathy Major on.
Hey, Kathy.
And Patrick Maloney, James Frank.
Hey, guys.
And let's see, Carol Jean. Yeah, Biden admin will eliminate religion. Certainly.
And now Biden, he's a registered Catholic, correct?
You mentioned that earlier. I'm not sure.
The reason I bring this up because I saw a disturbing statistic come across one of the polls that I watch, and it's a reliable source. But I was very shocked to find out that of registered Democrats, 61% of those polled say they're voting Biden. These are registered Democrats. Catholics. 61% of Catholics say they're voting Biden during this election. Yet if you go back 4 years ago, only 45% said they were voting for Hillary. So what's going on with the Catholic Church? I know the Pope has shown very much open disdain for our president. Is that really all it's coming down to, though? Really? And what's going on with the Catholic Church? You know, is it changing?
Are they open?
Their stances on abortion seem to be changing rapidly. Yeah. You know,
popular view. A lot of popular views going on, and
I know that that's probably, I know that's not representative of all of our Catholic friends.
No, I have, but I personally have several Catholic friends that I know are not voting for Biden.
I just can't help but wonder. All right, final forecast, and then your.
It's interesting, though.
Final forecast, and then you've got your verse of the day. Okay, so
I do.
All right, we've got pretty good bet for some showers across the area tonight. Light stuff, not pretty. Cool, 40 is your low temperature. Winds out of the west about 5 to 10. This forecast brought to you by our friends over at Northern Comfort Heating and Cooling. Tomorrow. All right, machine, I know you're working. I'm working it. Oh, yeah, tomorrow's up. Periods of light rain and drizzle, 45. Here's your extended. Again, we'll be watching Thursday night and Friday for that potential some snow. Early season, right before Halloween. Accumulations, I think, are likely for parts of the area. I'm not throwing numbers out. I shared some with you during this program. The European model says everybody sees accumulations. Parts of the area could see several inches. That's the European model. We'll see if it maintains its course, but that'll be Thursday night into Friday.
Okay.
And then into the weekend, improving conditions for any Halloween plans you may have, but you're going to need a coat. A coat will be necessary.
Get on that fresh one.
You're getting hot.
I am.
Are you stroking out?
Sweating. I am not going to lie.
All right. Well.
That heater, Jim and Mary, it's working.
All right.
It's working.
James 4:14.
How do you know what your life will be like tomorrow? Your life is like the morning fog. It's here a little while, then it's gone. Mm-hmm. And I think that is a good way to look at life. It is very fleeting. Hunter certainly felt like his life was over for a second.
It's pretty funny.
But you know what? While he has been on this earth for 2 little years, he's living life. He's rock climbing.
He's rocking.
He's having all the adventures. And I think we need to remember that life is short, that before you know it, time is like a mist. It goes away.
Yep.
Just like 2020. We will look back at 2020 and it will be like a mist in time. And I think the way that we've responded to it, have we responded in love and kindness and gentleness? Or have we responded in hate and outrage? And I think there are things to be outraged about. But again, just keep in mind, that this is fleeting. And you want to be the rock climber? How you want to spend it?
Man, I'm going for it.
You just gonna go for it, like Hunter?
That's right. I'm going for it. So there you have it. All right, we got
Hunter did survive his fall. Mm-hmm. For the record, no one was hurt.
It was intentional. He jumped.
No one was hurt in this. This was all him, by the way. All him. he then eventually jumped down from that height.
You should have been rolling on a video instead of taking pictures.
I understand. I was just trying to get the shot while he was still up there.
Should have done that. All right. We're going to check out, guys. Tim Lester, good to see you. Be sure to join us and check your notification bell. Tell him we want you to come back. Kevin Batcher on here checking out his new digs. Mary Perry. And then we've got Carol Reiner. That's right. Yeah, Hunter was definitely checking it out. All right, and then
having a good time.
Thanks to Don Luzecki, one of our esteemed admins, for sharing all of the links. Don't forget, you can also find us on Patreon. We're doing more and more stuff, and feel free to join us as a patron supporter of this program, and more to come with Weather Live. With that being said, are we out of here? We're out of here tonight.
We're out. We
will be back tomorrow night with another full edition as we get closer and closer to election 2020. It's unbelievable that it's a week tomorrow. It's a week tomorrow, guys. These are important times we're living in. Let's just make sure that we're doing this stuff together. Stay united. Stay blessed, my friends.
Good night. Love you guys.
Bye.